Good morning, students. Welcome to mathematics class of grade 6, chapter 5, Understanding Elementary Shapes. And this is your lecture number 2. Let us recapitulate quickly that we have learned in our lecture number 1. We have done comparing line segments. How we compare two line segments? Two line segments can be compared by observation, just by looking with our eyes that which line is smaller and which is greater. Or we can compare by tracing it. Or third method that we have done is by divider. We have learned that divider is the best method to compare the line segment. After that, we have done how to measure line segments. First by a ruler that we normally follows, and second by ruler and a divider. In this also, ruler and divider gives us the accurate result. Next we have done angles. Angles we have done right angle and straight angle in the direction clock. This is the direction clock. This we have learned yesterday. North, south, west, east. And between two directions there is a 90-degree angle. Between two direction angle formed is 90-degree. So, if we are moving from north to east, we are covering 190-degree angle. East to south, again 90-degree angle. But if we are moving from north to south, if we are facing towards north and we are moving towards south from here to here, like this. Okay, so means we are covering 290 degrees angle. 290 degrees angle means 90 plus 90, that is 180. Okay, and 180 degree is a straight angle. So from north to south we have covered one straight angle, that is 180 degree. These all things we have learned yesterday. Now see today's topics. Today's topics are, today also we will do students same this angles, straight angle and right angle. But today we will learn these topics in our clock, not in the direction clock, time clock. Okay, now see here. Now I am making one clock for you. See, this is the clock. Okay, in clock we all know we have three hands: hour hand, minute hand and seconds hand. Okay, we will learn beta these questions, this topic with the help of questions. Now see your question number 1 of exercise 5.2. Let me read question number 1 now. What fraction of a clockwise revolution does the hour hand of a clock turn through when it goes from 3 to 9? Let's understand the question first. What fraction of a clockwise revolution? In this question, fraction is asked. What fraction of a clockwise revolution? What is clockwise? Clockwise is this. When we move like this. This is a clockwise revolution. Means after 12, 1, then 2, then 3, as the time moves. This is the clockwise revolution. And when we move opposite to the clock, this is the anti-clockwise. So, what fraction of a clockwise revolution does the hour hand of a clock turn when it goes from 3 to 9? This is our clock. Okay, our hand moves in a clockwise direction from 3 to 9. That means now our clock hand is here on 3, and it is moving clockwise up to 9. From here it keeps on going and it goes up to 9 like this. Okay, now you have to tell what fraction of a clockwise revolution does it cover. You have to tell the fraction now. Now see students, you have done that straight angle is of 90 degree and straight angle is of 180 degree and right angle is of 90 degree. Now you can see clearly said that this is a straight line. That means it is making a straight angle and straight angle is of 180 degree. So how we find out the fraction? 180 degree it has covered, that we know. Okay, that the angle covered is 180 degree. Now from this angle we have to make the fraction. Now this is a 180 degree when it covers from 3 to 9. But if it take one complete round is a complete revolution, and you all know that complete revolution is of 360 degree. That is a complete angle now. So 180 degree divided by 360 degree, that is a angle of one complete round. 0 से 0 cancel, 18 ones are 18, 18 twos are 36. So what is the fraction we get now here? 1/4. This is our answer. That means when our hour hand of a clock turn from 3 to 9, it covers 1/4 of the fraction. Okay, see one more question now. It's B part. Now our hand moves from 4 to 7. Let me again make one clock. Now our hand moves from 4 to 7. Means it starts from here. That is 4. And it reaches up to 7 here. This is not a straight line. Okay, so it is not a straight angle. Now see students, you all know about the right angle. In lecture number 1 also I have told you that right angle is like this. Okay, means from 12 to 3 it is making one right angle, 90 degree angle. Now see the gap, or we can say see how many numbers are there between 12 and 3. From 12 to 1, 1, 1 to 2, 2, and 2 to 3, 3. So there is a gap of 3 numbers. Okay, when we are moving from 12 to 3, there is a gap of 3 numbers, and this gap form the right angle, 90 degree angle. Means if there is a gap of 3 numbers, we make a 90 degree angle. Our clock hand makes a 90 degree angle. Now come back to your question. Now our clock hand is at 4 and it reaches up to 7. See the difference between 4 and 7. How many numbers gap is there? From 4 to 5, 1, 5 to 6, 2 and 6 to 7 3. See, here also gap is of 3 numbers. Okay, so that means it is making the angle of 90, right angle. Because if the gap is of 3 numbers, then it makes a 90-degree angle. But degree is not asked in this question. We have to tell the fraction. What fraction? Okay, so 90 degree upon complete revolution. Complete revolution is of 360 degree. Complete angle is of 360 degree. 0 से 0 cancel. 9 ones are 9. 9 fours are 36. So it is making 1 upon 4 fraction. In the first part I have written wrong. It is a half, not 1 upon 4. Because 18 ones are 18, 18 twos are 36. Clear? See the third part now. Then it will be more clear to you. Now see its C part. Now our hand of the clock moves from 7 to 10. Means it starts from 7 like this and reaches up to 10. Now see the gap between 7 and 10. How many numbers gap is there? 7 to 8, 1. 8 to 9, 2. 9 to 10, 3. Again 3 numbers gap is there. That means it is making 90-degree angle. So again 90 upon total revolution is of 360 degree. Okay. So let us convert it into fraction. 9 ones are 9. 9 fours are 36. So our fraction is 1 upon 4. So when the clock hand moves from 7 to 10, it covers 1 upon 4 fraction. Now see question number 2 of this exercise. Question number 2 is, where will the hand of the clock stop if it starts a part at 12, starts at 12 and makes half of a revolution clockwise? See, in the previous question, both starting and ending time is given to us, and it is asked in the question that we have to find out the fraction. But in this question, starting time is given, that it starts at 12. But where it reaches, it is not given to us. In this question, fraction is given, that it starts at 12. Our hand of the clock starts at 12 and it makes half of a revolution. Now let us understand this question again with the help of clock. So this is your clock. It starts at 12. It starts from here and makes half of a revolution. Now we have to convert this fraction into degree, because we have learned right angle and straight angle. So we have to convert it into degree. So we will multiply it with a complete revolution angle. We will multiply it by 360. Okay, because complete revolution is of 360 degree. So it is 180 we get. That means it has covered 180-degree angle, and 180-degree angle is of, that is a straight angle. Straight angle is 180-degree. This is a straight line. That means it reaches up to 6. This is our answer. Fine. Let me explain you once again. If it starts at 12 and makes half of a revolution means 1 upon 2. Now we have to convert this fraction into degree, and we know that one complete angle is of 360 degree. So now we will multiply half 1 upon 2 multiply by 360 degree. In the previous question, in the first question, we have divided by 360 degree when we have to convert it into fraction. But now in this question, we have to convert fraction into angle. So we will multiply here by 360 degree. Okay. So it will stop at 6. See, it's one more part, B part. Now see its B part. Now our R hand starts at 2 and makes half of a revolution clockwise. It starts at 2. For this again we have to make one clock. Here is our clock. Now it starts at 2 from here and makes half of a revolution. Half of a revolution means fraction is given to us and we have to convert it into degree. So complete revolution is of 360 degree. So we will multiply it by 360. 2 ones are 2. It is 180 degree. Okay, and 180 degree is a straight angle. So it will stop at, this is your straight line from 2 to 8. That means now it will stop at 8. So how you will write down? You will write down if our hand of the clock starts at 2 and makes half of a revolution clockwise, it will stop at 8. Okay, complete line you will take from the question only. Now see its C part. C part is, if it starts at 5 and makes 1/4 of a revolution clockwise. Now in this part it is 1/4 of a revolution. Okay. In every part we have to make a clock for better understanding. See, it starts at 5 and makes 1/4 of a revolution clockwise. Let us convert 1/4. This is a fraction. 1/4 into 360 degree. Okay. 4 ones are 4, 4 nines are 36 and 0. That means it is 90 degree. It means that if it starts from 5 and covers 1/4 of a revolution, it is making 90 degree angle, one right angle. And we have learned that if the hand makes right angle, that means there is a difference of 3 numbers between them. Okay, so here we will see the gap of difference of 3 from 5 to 6. It is 1. 6 to 7, 2, 7 to 8, 3. That means our hand will reach at 8. This is our answer. It will reach at 8. Clear now? Now see question number 3. Which direction will you face if you start facing east and make half of a revolution clockwise? This is the question of direction clock. But in this question, also fraction is given to us and we have to tell that in which direction we will reach. This is our direction clock. North, opposite to north, south, west towards our left hand and east towards our right hand. Okay. Now you start from east. You have started from east, from this. Okay. And makes half of a revolution. Half of a revolution, that means again you have to convert it into degree. Half multiply by 360 degree. This is a one complete revolution. 2 ones are 2. It is 180 degree. That means you have covered 180 degree and 180 degree is a straight angle. That means if you have started from east, you will reach up to west because this is a straight line. Okay. See its B part? No, C part. C part I am taking. When you start facing west and make 3/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise. In this part it is anti-clockwise. That's why I have taken now this. Let's again make a direction clock. North, south, west, east. We have started from west. From here we have started. Okay. And anti-clockwise we make 3/4 revolution. Anti-clockwise I have told you that in the opposite direction of the clock moves like this. Okay, and anti-clockwise means we will move like this in the opposite direction. Now 3/4, 3/4. So we will convert 3/4 into 360 degree. It is 90. 3 multiplied by 90 is 270. Okay, so what is 270? How can we write down 270? We can write down 270 as 180 plus 90. Okay, so 180 degree is a straight angle. Means if we are moving from west anti-clockwise, don't see clockwise. Okay, if we are moving anti-clockwise like this, we will reach up to east. This is a 180 degree straight angle. यहाँ तक हमारा 180 degree है. Now plus 90 degree more. 90 degree more means this we have to convert more. This we will cover more. That means we will reach up to north. Okay. So north is our answer. If we start from west and make 3/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise, we will reach north. Now your homework is you have to do exercise 5.2 of your NCERT book, question number 1, 2 and 3 that I have explained you today. All the parts in fair notebook, and in all the questions in all the parts you have to make clock or direction clock, whatever is needed. Now it's time for homework solution. Yesterday's homework solution. Now see, this is your homework solution. I have given you to do exercise 5.1 complete. Question number 1 is, what is the disadvantage in comparing line segment by mere observation? By mere observation, chances of errors are more due to improper viewing. Second is, why is it better to use a divider than a ruler without measuring the length of a line segment, as it gives us a accurate result? Question number 3 we have done in our lecture number 1. Now see question number 4. If A, B, C are 3 points on a line such that AB equal to 5 centimeter. I have drawn here AB equal to 5 centimeter. BC is 3 centimeter and AC is 8 centimeter. AB is 8 centimeter and BC is 3 centimeter. Now you have to tell where B lies. B lies between A and C. Now see question number 5. Verify whether D is the midpoint of AG. Okay, this is the line segment given to you in the question. Now see, you have to tell whether D is in the midpoint of AG. D in the midpoint of AG. From A to D, how many units are there? There are 3 units. And from D to G, how many units are there? Again there are 3 units. So, AD is equal to DG. That means D is the midpoint of AG. See question number 6. If B is the midpoint of AC and C is the midpoint of BD. Here I have made the figure. B is the midpoint of AC. This is the B. B is at the midpoint of AC. And C is the midpoint of BD. C is at the midpoint of BD. Now you have to tell where A, B, C, D lie on a straight line. Say why AB equal to CD. Why AB is equal to CD. Now see, B is the midpoint of AC. It is given to us. So that means AB equal to BC. Also we know that C is the midpoint of BD. It is also given to us in the question. That means BC is equal to CD. Now from these 1 and 2 equation we get that AB is equal to CD because BC and BC both are common here. When AB is equal to BC and BC is equal to CD, that means AB is equal to CD. BC और BC हम यहाँ से कट कर देते हैं तो क्या बचा? AB is equal to CD. Thank you.